Hello dear fans, friends and subscribers. Welcome to a very exciting cricket show here on today's cricket show, Cricket Happenings. And the reason I say exciting is because it was Sri Lanka who actually lost the match today. As I was saying in my preview yesterday, for Sri Lanka, they were definitely absolute favourites as far as this ODI series is concerned. Now I have to really change that, because today what happened, as I already said, that it is all about the Zimbabwean batting. They can spring a surprise. They did. And what a surprise they sprung on the Sri Lankans today. And I'm sure it would have left all the Sri Lankan team and all the crowd disappointed there at Galle. As Zimbabwe did something that no team has done in the past, and that is of chasing a very successful, the highest total that has been chased in Sri Lanka by any team, or it was Sri Lanka who chased it, I suppose, successfully, 289. And this was the first 300 plus chase staged by any team in Sri Lanka. And that is a big victory. And this whole victory was fashioned by Solomon Mire, the opener. What a player he turned out to be. Today he registered his maiden ODI century. What a century. He got support from Sean Williams, Sikandar Raza and Malcolm Waller finished it towards the end, as Zimbabwe were surmounted with a total of 300 and Sri Lanka making 316 for 5 their 50 overs. They were absolutely shocked today by Zimbabwe, as Zimbabwe in fact aced the chase of 316 by making 322 for 4 in the 48th over, so having a 6-wicket victory. And the man of the match, no doubt, was Solomon Mire of Zimbabwe, who picked up his maiden ODI century. What a knock from Solomon Mire. So definitely salute. Zimbabwe definitely really impressed a lot here, and this is something that they will take. As I always said, Zimbabwe are always capable of surprises. And it is all about the batting order actually coming in, and the batting order came in absolutely trumps today, and that was really good to see. So congratulations Zimbabwe for actually winning the first ODI against Sri Lanka and going 1-0 in the ODI 5-match series. So now the next match that I'm going to talk about is the third ODI between West Indies and India, which was played at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, North Sound in Antigua. And well, one thought that India were absolutely throttled by the West Indies bowling. At one stage in the 35th over, the score stood at 135 for 3, I reckon. And look at what they did. It was Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Jal. It was on a 2-pace pitch that they were playing, and it was only thanks to Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who whipped hit 78 unbeaten runs to take the man of the match, as India managed a semblance of respectability at 251 for 4. And always, I thought it was still a good total on this pitch, and West Indies were definitely finding it very difficult on this pitch, as they chased the 251, which was total modest by any standards, but on this pitch probably a bit difficult to chase. But West Indies, one never thought that West Indies will go out without a fight here, as they were bowled out for 158 by the spinners Kuldeep Yadav, Ashwin, and also the Indian pace bowlers Umesh Yadav and Hardik Pandya. So India actually taking a 2-0 lead in the 5-match series now, with 2 more to come. And now the pressure is right on the West Indies, and West Indies knows that all these matches are very important for them, if at all they want to automatically qualify for the 2019 World Cup. And this is not good news for the West Indies, I can say that for sure. Well, we'll come back to that later, but first let me get on to that exciting match between Sri Lanka and Zimbabwe and see what happened. Well, it was played at the Galle International Stadium. Galle International Stadium was seeing a one-day match after quite a long time, international fixture, and it was really something which happened, and Sri Lanka and Zimbabwe, which was played at the Galle International Stadium. And it all started with Sri Lanka actually batting first today, and they definitely lost the first wicket pretty quickly. The first wicket was lost pretty quickly when Niroshan Dikwala, playing an unorthodox stroke, was a victim of the bowling of Tendai Chatara. So that was the first wicket to go today. for the Sri Lankans, as Niroshan Dikwala was snapped up by Burl of the bowling of Chatara for 10 of 13 balls, 1-4. After that, Mahesh Gunatilaka and Kushal Mendis combined, and they combined into a very good partnership. They stepped. I mean, after losing the early wicket, definitely Sri Lanka were hit hard, no doubt about it. But it was Kushal Mendis and Danushka Gunatilaka getting together. There was a toss which was won by Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka were the ones who actually elected to bat first. Mahesh Gunatilaka and Kushal Mendis really stitched together a partnership in which they added another, I would say, 132 runs. No, sorry, it was 17 runs that they added for the second wicket. With the bowling, bowling was very good. Kushal Mendis was looking pretty good, and Kushal Mendis he had to score 28 runs to actually become by scoring the 28 runs. Kushal Mendis became the second joint fastest person as a Sri Lankan player to go to the 1,000 runs mark in 28 ODIs. The record is held by Dilip Mendis, I reckon. So Roy Dias is on so he holds the record along with Roy Dias now, the former stylish Sri Lankan batsman. It was good to see. Mahesh Gunatilaka, he had to actually curb his aggressive instincts. He started off pretty quickly, but after that he had to put his shutters down. I mean, he had to really look at the way the Sri Lankan innings was moving, and he had to give company to Kushal Mendis, and both actually pushed the score together to 133. But that was the time the wicket fell. Sean Williams actually picking up the wicket of Mahesh Gunatilaka for 60 of 77 balls, 5 fours and 1 6. And then for Sri Lanka, there was always somebody who was really doing a very good backup job. As after that, Upul Taranga came. Upul Taranga carved out an unbeaten 79 of 73 balls, 8 fours and 1 6. He was there. Angelo Matthews came in and meant business right from the word go, as he slashed 43 of 30 down with 6 fours and 1 6. Kushal Mendis definitely showed his very good skills here by playing a neat innings of 86 of 80 deliveries, 8 fours and 1 6 before being caught and bowled by Creamer. Matthews was bowled by Mire for 43, and Das Gunarat and Asela Gunaratne made 28 of 26 balls, 4 fours, being a victim of Chatara. Chatara getting his 50th ODI wicket. Madhushanka not out one. Upul Taranga was there till the end to nurse the Sri Lankan innings along, as Sri Lanka finished on 316 for 5 of their 50 overs. Upul Taranga not out 79 of 73 deliveries, 8 fours and 1 6. The bowling, Tendai Chatara, 9 overs 1 minute 2 for 49. I thought he bowled a decent line. Tripano 6 overs 45 was costly. Sean Williams none for 57 of 9. Creamer did a good job, 10 overs 1 for 57. Solomon Mire 7 overs 1 for 47. Sukandar Raza 9 overs no maiden, none for 58. Now Zimbabwe were challenged with a target of 317 in front of them, and definitely it looked a very, very stiff task for Zimbabwe. But it started off not in good fashion at all, as Lasith Malinga, the veteran, priced out Hamilton Masakadza pretty early in the innings by getting him caught behind for 5 of 14 deliveries. After that, we saw one more wicket fall when Craig Irvine was sent back to the pavilion by Akila Dhananjaya, the left-arm spinner, as Akila Dhananjaya actually picked up the wicket of Sean Irvine for 18 of 23 balls with 2 fours, which left Zimbabwe gaping at 46 for 2 in the 11th over. And still there was a big mountain to climb for them. But Solomon Mire was there, and he was given company by Sean Williams came, and Solomon Mire definitely got a life when he was dropped, a difficult chance dropped by Niroshan Dikwala behind the wicket. But Zimbabwe, what they did best was they really understood the situation, and after Masakadza and Irvine were dismissed early, they decided to slowly get things along, just move along things by dabs for singles and twos, and they were absolutely content with that. And Solomon Mire, what he was doing, and then one saw that this partnership started really blossoming from 146, and runs started coming thick and fast suddenly, with Solomon Mire especially looking very impressive. You normally know Solomon Mire is a very aggressive cricketer, aggressive opener, but today after the power play overs, he definitely knew that Zimbabwe needed him the most at the wicket, and that's what precisely Solomon Mire did. He grounded himself. Craig Irvine gave him good company, and then Solomon Mire showed his real talent here. As what he did was, he was very predominantly, he played a lot of onside strokes. He was pretty strong on the onside. Anything coming on the offside, he was beautifully flicking it away. And also when it was the spinner's turn, even balls from the off stump were beautifully swept away, and he also used the reverse sweep to good effect. It also rubbed off on Craig Irvine, as Craig Irvine also, Sean Williams, and Sean Williams also played spin very well, and suddenly the Sri Lankans were running out of ideas because Akila Dhananjaya was taken for runs, Mauricio Ponso, the spinner, was also going for runs, and it forced Angelo Matthews to try a few other things by bringing Gunatilaka to bowl and Asala Gunaratne, and the pressure started building, and this partnership was doing a fine job, and finally they helped Zimbabwe recover from a shaky 46 for 2 to 207 in the 33rd over, a job very well done by Solomon Mire and Craig Irvine, as 161 runs were added for the third wicket. But as things were going on, and when the hard work had been done by Solomon Mire and Sean Williams, Solomon Mire actually, in fact, in the midst of that partnership, Solomon Mire also reached his maiden ODI century, which was pretty good to see. What a knock from Solomon Mire. 112 runs of 96 deliveries, and there were 14 fours. As I said, most of the boundaries came through the leg side, and then, but nevertheless, it definitely didn't matter as far as Solomon Mire showed his talent today, and this would be something that Zimbabwe will be very happy about, because Solomon Mire went on to score his maiden ODI century, which was pretty good to see as he departed, as Gunaratne actually had him caught and bowled, and that was a big relief for Sri Lanka. But that relief, I mean, if at all they had any other ideas, that was all scotched. Even though Sean Williams was at the crease at that particular time, he was joined in by Sikandar Raza. And Sikandar Raza, as you know, he's a very good lower order player, and he showed us why today by giving good support to Sean Williams. But then Sean Williams also fell a victim to the bowling of Gunaratne, but not before contributing a very valuable 65 of 69 deliveries, 7 fours. Sikandar Raza then took over. The score at 4 for 220 in the 35th over, and Sri Lanka would probably thought that they still had hope because there's still 100 runs to get. But Sikandar Raza and Malcolm Waller absolutely, I would say, shut the hopes of the Sri Lankans with this wonderful partnership that they had. What a partnership. From 220 for 4, the Zimbabweans were taken to victory by this pair of Sikandar Raza, who played some very nice strokes. He's a very good driver of the ball, Sikandar Raza. At the other end, Malcolm Waller likes to hit the ball big, but nevertheless, he also did a good job. What he did was, he was able to get the runs very quickly, and in the process, the Sri Lankans were stunned today by this victory by Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe went on to victory by 6 wickets, and they completed the target in 47.4 overs, a very, very creditable effort to the Zimbabwean. Sikandar Raza was not out on a very well-made 67 of 56 deliveries, 7 fours and 1 6. Malcolm Waller clubbed 40 of 29, unbeaten 40 of 29 deliveries, 4 fours, and Zimbabwe sat on a total of 322. Yes, there was a catch drop. 2 catches were dropped at the bowling of Solomon Mire. One was by Dikwala. The other one was one more catch which was dropped by Lasith Malinga. But that was probably when Solomon Mire had already, I think he was on 94 if I'm right. And as far as the bowling was concerned, Malinga won for 51 of 9, Nuwan Pradeep won for 52, Dhananjaya went for runs, 10 overs, 1 for 61, Oponso was taken for runs, 8.4 overs, no made, none for 70. In fact, he was absolutely smashed today, Mauricio Oponso. Gunatilaka none for 13, 2 overs, none for 18. Madhushanka could not get a handle there. Gunaratne 7 overs, 2 for 45. Solomon Mire of Zimbabwe, for his maiden ODI century, was named man of the match. What an innings from Solomon Mire. And as I said, no team has come to Sri Lanka and actually had a 300 plus chase. Not a single team in the history. And Zimbabwe becomes the first ever team to go and defeat Sri Lanka by chasing a 300 plus score. So Zimbabwe have set a new record here in Sri Lanka, and congratulations to them for winning the first one-day internationals to go 1-0 up in the 5-match series. Now, let's get on to the other match. We are talking about the West Indies versus India match, so it's going to be a real skimmer here because of the time taken in reporting about this stunning Zimbabwean victory over the Sri Lankans. So, as far as this particular match was concerned, it was played at the Sir Vivian, the third one international, played at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, North Sound in Antigua. The toss was a very good toss to win on a pitch which was absolutely not a pitch which was easy to play strokes, because the pitch was actually too paced, and the batsmen had to really watch out and probably bide their time at the crease. So, and India actually were really struggling. The West Indies bowlers definitely took advantage of that, and Indians were really kept quiet. In fact, Shikhar Dhawan was a victim early. Shikhar Dhawan and Virat Kohli were dismissed pretty quickly. Shikhar Dhawan was gone for 2 as Cummins provided the breakthrough out for 2. Virat Kohli trying to steer a ball. He steered the ball into the gully region. Kyle Hope was making his debut today, who snapped up the catch. He was gone to the bowling of hold of 11 of 22 balls with 2 fours. Ajinkya Rahane was there at the centre. He was joined in by Yuvraj Singh. And definitely from 34 for 2, it was pretty tough going for India as the West Indian bowlers found their mark. Miguel Cummins, Jason Holt, as I said, it was 2-pace pitch. Stroke making was difficult, and especially India after losing those 2 wickets, it was all the more difficult. Kesrick Williams was making his ODI debut today. Ashley Nurse and Devendra Bushu, I thought, did a very good job during that particular period when they throttled the Indian innings and to leave India in a real bit of pressure. And in the process, Yuvraj Singh fell to the victim to LBW ball Bishu for 39 4-4s. That was a phase where Ajinkya Rahane and Yuvraj Singh were kept absolutely quiet by these West Indian spinners. And then Ajinkya Rahane was the one who was grounding himself. He was the one who was actually holding the innings for the Indians, and that was going on. But as I said, at 35 overs, India were placed at 135 for 3. And then Ajinkya Rahane was joined in by Mahendra Singh Dhoni. After Mahendra Singh Dhoni came, one could definitely see a sense of urgency creeping into the innings. But Ajinkya Rahane, after making 72, he was there till the 43rd over with his score only 72. So that will definitely tell you as to how tough this pitch was. Ajinkya Rahane made 72 of 112 balls with 4 fours and 1 6, falling a victim to Cummins. But then it was Dhoni and Jadhav who really lent the respectability to the Indian total on this pitch and made them believe that they still have a chance here, as India notched up. India got a total of 251 for 4. Dhoni contributed an unbeaten 78 of 79 deliveries, 4 fours and 2 6. It was a big recovery, and thanks to Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Kedar Jadhav, who also contributed a brisk 40 unbeaten runs of 26 balls, 4 fours and 1 6. So really turned the tide on the West Indians from 170 for 4 when Rahane departed. It was a very good partnership which added 81 valuable runs in the balance 8 overs, I reckon. So that was pretty good going by any standards. So 251 was a very respectable total. Miguel Cummins 2 for 56, 1 for 53 for Holder. And as I said, the spinners did a wonderful job. Ashley Nurse 10 overs for 34. Devendra Bishu, the right arm leggy, 10 overs 1 for 38. West Indies were given a target of 252 runs from 50 overs. It was a real struggle right from the word go, as Evan Lewis got a ball from Umesh Yadav which actually had him in his haunches there as the ball snaked through the stumps, and Lewis was a goner for 2. Kyle Hope on debut contributing, and Kyle Hope and Shai Hope, both the brothers who were at the crease, were claimed by Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya bowling good bouncers as both of them. First he had the new brother Kyle Hope into trouble on his debut after Kyle Hope contributed 19 of 35 deliveries, 3 fours. He was a goner, and then he picked up his brother Shai Hope's wicket by getting him caught and bowled by Pandya for 24 of 50 balls, with 2 bouncers actually claiming the wickets of both Kyle Hope and Shai Hope, and they were all pretty good bouncers. After that, it was the spin twins taking over. Kuldeep Yadav in particular really bamboozled them. Roston Chase was bowled by Kuldeep Yadav for 2. Jason Holder fell a victim, and today Ravichandran Ashwin actually had a bowling action, especially coming like a bowling like a leg spinner, but in the process he fooled Jason Holder by getting him stumped by Dhoni for 6. And after that, Ashley Nurse was gone for 6, but Roman Powell and Jason Mohammed came in when the score was 87 for 5 and Holder departed. but Powell and Powell and Jason Mohammed combined into a very good partnership to actually take the scoring along by making a 53-run partnership. But all that they could, that was the only good thing that happened for the West Indies, with Jason Mohammed out for 40 of 61 balls, 4 fours. Roman Powell played some attractive strokes to contribute 30, but everyone fell a victim to either Kuldeep Yadav or Ashwin. Nurse was out for 6, Bishunad out 4, and finally it was all wrapped up by the Indians. Deepak Yadav getting the debutant Keswick Williams wicket by getting him clean bowled. And for West Indies, on a 2-pace pitch, they ended up with 158 all out. Thus, India actually registering a 93 runs victory in the third one-day international, and India went 2-0 up in the 5-match series. So definitely, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni for his wonderful knock was named man of the match. The bowling, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, 5 overs, none for 19, did his job perfectly. Umesh Yadav was brilliant, 7 overs, 1 for 32, especially his wicket of the first wicket that he took, Umesh Yadav, of Evan Lewis. Hardik Pandya's bouncers were well directed, 6 overs, 2 for 32. The Hope brothers were into the pavilion because of Pandya. Kuldeep Yadav once again showing his skills there. 10 overs, 1 minute, 41 runs and 3 wickets. And it was very refreshing to see Ravichandran Ashwin get his mojo back. 10 overs, 1 minute, 28 runs and 3 wickets. Yadav got one ball and in which he picked up the wicket and brought an end to this match, where India won the match by 93 runs, and India took a 2-0 match lead. 2-0 lead in this particular ODI series. Dhoni was named man of the match. So that is as far. So dear friends, subscribers, I don't have much time to really sit on this. It's about time for me to really really sign out on this cricket show today. Hope you like this cricket broadcast of mine, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow on my next cricket broadcast. Till such time, it's your host Ram signing off. Thank you.